Hi book friends, I'm Erin and this is Erin Go Read. Today I have the end of the year book tag. This was a tag originally created by Ariel Bassett eons ago. I'm not sure how many years ago it was, but it's been a while and it's really meant to be not end of the year like December, but more like fourth quarter, looking to the last several months of the year and your reading plans. So let's get into the prompts. Question number 1, are there any books that you need to finish this year? But just the books that I'm already reading. I don't have any like long lingering projects or anything like that that need to get finished. And so the current books I'm currently reading are Burnout, The Secret of Unlocking the Stress Cycle by Amelia Nagoski. Then we have The Library of the Dead by T.L. Huchu. Good way, a third of the way through that or so. And I'm a little over halfway through The Woman in White by Wilkie Collins. Do you have an autumnal book to transition you to the end of the year? So this would be going to the past. I did. I have a duo of books, a duology of the Monk and Robot books, A Psalm for the Wild Built and A Prayer for the Crown Shy. These two books are just literally like a warm hug. There's nothing particularly, like they don't take place necessarily in the autumn, although they feel, especially A Psalm for the Wild Built, they feel very autumnal, but they just feel very cozy. And this one particularly like looks very autumnal, but I don't recall like weather being a part of the storyline at all. Only just kind of we're in nature. We're kind of like going back to nature a bit, and it's just it just has like that cozy, warm, just want to snuggle up and read it in one sitting kind of feeling. And I enjoyed the first one so much that within a week I went and bought the second one and read it right away. Question number 3, is there a new release you're still waiting for? Yes, absolutely. The new Armand Gamache by Louise Penny is coming out on my birthday, November 29th. It's called The World of Curiosities. I'll be if I don't pre-order it, I will definitely be getting it on release date. Also, I'm going to be spending the first week of December in Hawaii, and so I'm very much going to be taking that book with me, along with a book I'll be talking about in a moment. Question number 4 is, what 3 books would you like to read by the end of the year? So the first one would be A World of Curiosities by Louise Penny. The second is going to be People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. I read Book Lovers and Beach Read earlier in the year by Emily Henry. Absolutely love them both, and so I'll be taking this with me on vacation. And then finally, I would also like to read a Sarah Waters book, and so I think probably when I finish Wilkie Collins, the next kind of like big chunky read I'm going to get into is either going to be Affinity or The Paying Guest. I can't decide between these two. Affinity is shorter, but the format of the books, this edition of The Paying Guest has a nice like looser feel. Affinity is a much tighter, smaller book, and so it doesn't feel quite as good to hold, if you know what I mean, but it is significantly shorter. So I might do like try a chapter between the two and just see which one I feel like going with, but I just feel like being into just like a dark, juicy Sarah Waters book. Question number 5 is there a book that you think could shock you and become your favorite book of the year? And I think that one of the Sarah Waters books really could be that book for me. I've read Fingersmith by her before and absolutely loved it, and I've never heard anything but high praise for Sarah Waters in general, so I think one of these two, whichever one of these that I end up reading, could be a top favorite of the year. And the final question is, have you started making plans for next year? Not like grand plans or anything like that, but I do have like a book in particular that I would like to read to begin the year off. For some reason, I feel like I can't fit it in towards... I feel like I can't quite start it yet. I'm not like ready for it, or this doesn't feel right. But I have, for some reason in January, I feel like big books and sci-fi fantasy just seems right to me. And so I would like to pick up Leviathan Wakes by James S.A. Corey. I actually have 2 copies of this, both that I found in little free libraries. Is that true? Maybe I got one of them. No, I think I got them both at little free libraries. And this is the much nicer of the two. There's like fuzz on it. This is the much nicer copy of the 2, so I will be putting the other one in a little free library here soon. But this big chunker, and then I would also just like to make sure that I'm reading more diversely. It's something that I've like been aware of, but not like super put on my radar. you know, I definitely read like, you know, I'll try to read for like Black History Month or Asian History or Asian Heritage Month, things like that. But it wasn't until I was participating in Black Aweenathon that I realized how few Black authors I actually had on my shelves. Part of Black Aweenathon is ideally it's crime fiction, but even when I looked at, okay, they're like the T.L. Huchu is the library, grab it, it's on the bottom of the pile. The Library of the Dead ended up being the book I went for Black Aweenathon, but other than the Attica Locke books that I've already read, this was my actual only option. And then when I looked at, all right, just what Black authors do I have of unread books, it's not very many. And so I would like to just be more conscious of my BIPOC in general, my BIPOC choices, and make sure that I am just being intentional about who I am reading. And so finally, I'm just going to tag a few people who I'm pretty sure haven't done this tag yet, and that is going to be the creator of Black Aweenathon Locked Booktician, Amy's Bookish Life, and Tanya Willis Anderson. Thank you for watching. See you around the tubes.